Picture this. You leave your daughter a $500,000 inheritance, and 2 years later, half of it ends up with her ex-husband in a divorce. Or imagine your son inherits the family business, gets sued after a car accident, and loses it all to pay the judgment. These aren't rare tragedies. They happen to families every single day. In this video, I'll reveal the single most powerful strategy to protect your children's inheritance from divorce, lawsuits, or creditors, including bankruptcies. We are going beyond ordinary wills and trusts to explore real solutions that actually work. I'm Ted Gudorf, a certified estate planning attorney who has helped hundreds of families preserve lasting legacies. And what I'm about to share goes far beyond the traditional legal approach. Here's a mistake most people make with legacy planning. They put all their focus on the legal documents, the wills, the trusts, the powers of attorney, believing that's enough to secure their family's future. But here's the reality. Documents only transfer assets. They don't pass on your wisdom, your values, or the lessons that shaped your success. That's why so many families lose their wealth within a generation. The heirs inherit money, but not the mindset that built it. So, the first step in creating a values-based legacy is writing what I call a legacy letter. This isn't a legal form that requires witnesses or court filing. No, it's a personal letter from you to those you love most. Think of it as your chance to share the story behind your success, the values that guided your choices, and your hopes for how your family will use the inheritance you leave behind. In it, explain not just what you're giving them, but why you made those decisions. Maybe one child receives more because of special needs, or you set up educational trusts because you believe in learning. Long after the legal papers are tucked away, your family will cherish this letter forever. But the legacy letter is only the beginning. The second critical step is preserving your digital life. Today, our most treasured memories live on phones, computers, and cloud storage. Family photos, childhood videos, meaningful messages. These digital assets could vanish if you don't plan for them. Start by creating an inventory of all of your online accounts and digital property, social media, photo storage, email, subscriptions, and digital purchases. Then leave clear instructions for access. Store this list securely in a password manager or encrypted file, but make sure trusted family members know how to retrieve it. The third step is choosing the right people to carry out your estate plan and having honest conversations with them. Your executor, power of attorney, healthcare agent aren't just names on forms. They're the ones who will carry out your wishes and represent your values. Select individuals who are not only reliable, but who understand what truly matters to you. Then sit down with them, explain your plan, and provide context for your choices. This ensures your wishes are carried out in alignment with your values. Now, let's discuss organizing your documents and assets in a way that reflects your intent. Even the best estate plan fails if your family can't find what matters. Collect your key documents, trusts, wills, deeds, insurance policies, financial statements, and keep them together in one secure, accessible location, perhaps a client portal. Create an inventory that shows not just what you own, but how each item fits into your bigger legacy. For example, if you're leaving the family business, include notes on why you believe your children are ready and the values you hope they bring to running it. Now, here's something most estate attorneys won't tell you. The way your assets are titled matters as much as the documents themselves. This is called asset alignment or funding, and it's what makes an estate plan actually work. If you've drafted a trust but never transferred assets into it, your family could still be dragged through costly probate. Every account, property, and business interest must be properly titled. This isn't just about efficiency. It ensures assets flow through the protective structures you've set up for your beneficiaries. Let me give you a real example. A client of mine built a manufacturing company over 30 years. He could have divided it equally among his 3 kids, but that wouldn't reflect his values. He believed in rewarding commitment, so he structured things so that the child who worked in the business for over a decade received a controlling interest, while the other 2 received equal value through different assets and income streams. In his legacy letter, he explained this wasn't favoritism. It was about ensuring the business thrived under leadership that understood its culture and values. Another key to protecting your heirs is shielding them from both external threats and their own mistakes. Continuing trusts are a powerful solution. Instead of leaving assets outright, you can keep inheritances inside protective trusts. Now, these trusts give beneficiaries access to funds for education, healthcare, or other needs while shielding assets from bad things like divorce, lawsuits, creditors, bankruptcies, and perhaps poor spending habits. You can even build in incentives that encourage values like education or charitable giving. Communication is another critical element. Legacy planning isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing dialogue. Host regular family meetings to discuss not just documents, but the principles and values guiding your plan. Share stories about how you built your wealth, mistakes you made, and lessons you learned. These conversations help the next generation embrace your values, not just inherit your money. At Gudorf Law Group, as part of our Family Estate and Legacy program, we provide all of our clients something we found to be incredibly valuable: a dedicated family meeting. This is an opportunity for you, your loved ones, and our team to come together and walk through your estate plan at a high level. The purpose isn't to overwhelm your children with legal details, but rather to make sure everyone understands the big picture of what you set up and why. It's always your decision how much or how little to share with your kids. But what we found is that communication almost always leads to better outcomes. When these conversations happen during life, it eliminates confusion later. Your children aren't left guessing about your intentions, and they're far less likely to be surprised or conflicted when the plan is carried out. In fact, the lack of clarity after death is often what causes the most pain, not the legal process itself. Siblings may interpret your choices differently or fail to understand your reasoning, which can lead to conflict and even litigation. A structured family meeting prevents that by letting you explain your wishes directly in your own words. We'll also highlight the roles of decision makers, your executor, trustee, or healthcare agent, so your family knows exactly who is responsible for what. Families who participate in these meetings consistently tell us it gives them peace of mind, strengthens relationships, and ensures that your legacy is understood, honored, and preserved. Time and again, our experience has shown that more communication, both while you're here and after you're gone, protects not only wealth, but family harmony. A commonly overlooked piece of legacy planning is preparing beneficiaries for the responsibility of receiving wealth. Sudden inheritance can overwhelm and even harm those unprepared. You can include educational requirements, mentorship, or financial literacy training as a part of your plan. Some families match earned income, others reward charitable giving. Done right, these provisions empower your heirs to make wise choices aligned with your values. Technology can also be used to preserve your wisdom. Consider recording video messages to be shared at key milestones, graduations, weddings, the birth of grandchildren, or certain birthdays. Your voice and presence can pass on encouragement and lessons in ways documents never could. You might also preserve family history, traditions, and stories that could otherwise fade with time. Finally, remember that a values-based legacy often extends beyond your family. Many families incorporate charitable giving into their estate plan, reinforcing their values while benefiting the community. This may involve a foundation, a charitable remainder trust, a charitable lead trust, or simply leaving gifts to causes you care about. When your family sees you prioritize giving, it instills the importance of using wealth responsibly. At its heart, legacy planning isn't about controlling your family from the grave. It's about equipping them with the tools, wisdom, and resources to succeed while honoring your values. A strong plan empowers your heirs rather than restricting them, creating a framework that sustains both wealth and principles. True legacy planning means documenting not only what you leave, but why. When you combine legal planning with clear communication of your values, you create more than a transfer of wealth. You create a lasting legacy that benefits generations. Now that you know how to build a values-based legacy, make sure you're not making costly mistakes that could ruin everything you work for. Click here to watch my video on the most common estate planning errors that can destroy your legacy, and I'll show you how to avoid each and every one of them.